my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, Katie Zimmerman. You want that or the podium?
Thank you. Oh, you guys, I have to go after dancers and funny people. Give me a break. It's ridiculous. Such a downer, and I have to go after all these cool people. All right. Let's do this. All right, so followed your rule. Baby pictures, that's me. That's my big fat head and a big fat bike helmet, because I had to give something to endear myself to you all, because I'm about to be a super downer, but that's okay. We'll bring it back. We'll bring it back. So as long as I can remember, I have been an environmentalist, a conservationist. As you can see, I'm super into birds and turtles and whatnot. I firmly believe that the less time we spend in our cars, the better off our world and our lives will be. I have also learned with my environmental background that there are some sympathetic causes and there are some not so sympathetic causes. You know, that piping plover that was up, he's adorable, runs along the beach, he needs the beaches to survive. Turtles need their habitat to survive. We all love them, we all want to take care of them. We're like, climate change, gotta fix that because of the turtles and the birds. You know, turtle fans in the audience. Kids with asthma, serious problem, major sympathetic cause, right? That's something that we all care about, we want to solve, we want to do something about. Further, we have identified a lot of the reasons why these are big issues, why these problems are happening. There's even more sympathetic causes, such as flooding, major storm events. We all just recently went through together as a country some pretty serious issues, and I include Puerto Rico in that, regardless of what some of our elected officials think. So what are we going to do to solve these problems? These are all such sympathetic causes. We all rally behind these issues, right? Then there's this guy. I pulled this off of a really nasty blog I found. I went down a really bad rabbit hole during the snow. It was just bad. But why is this guy not a sympathetic cause? He's doing the right thing, right? He's doing the exact thing we should all be doing to help solve these problems for birds, for turtles, for beachfront communities, for this person. So here are the reasons why this is a big deal that we get out of our cars and walk and bike and bus. Equity. That's a photo by Connor Locke, by the way. He's magical. Obviously, there are people who can't afford cars. They rely on other modes of transportation. About 10% of the Charleston population doesn't have cars. We have a really, really obese state. This is a major problem. And not only do we have a major obesity problem, but we also have people who, because of their obesity, are getting heart disease, are getting diabetes, all sorts of things. See, I told you I was gonna be a major, major downer tonight. Right, it's coming at you, people. As this is happening, as we are individually getting bigger, and as we are spending tons of our money, each Charlestonian who has a car spends more than $7,000 a year on that, and that doesn't include taxes, by the way. As that is all happening, we are also contributing a major amount of emissions and greenhouse gases from motor vehicles. All of the particulates that you can see are not nearly as dangerous in that photo as the particulates that you can't. When you inhale that stuff, it goes directly into your bloodstream, causes lung disease, heart disease, cancer, IQ lowering, all sorts of really nasty stuff, right? Obviously, it also degrades air and water. So here's the deal. Greenhouse gas emissions, the source of these, one of the major ones is transportation. Within the United States, the biggest transportation emission source is from lightweight vehicles. So that's all of our cars on the roads every day. That's a big deal, but more bang for the buck, right? If we can solve this problem, if we can get out of our cars, we are actually, each one of us, addressing climate change. We can get a handle on this problem. Given all that I've just presented, the fact that those quotes that you're looking at right now are from our local elected officials about a recent proposed biking and walking project, it's unacceptable. And meanwhile, we go back to these sympathetic causes, right? You've got an endangered northern right whale, mama and calf, who are under threat by proposed seismic testing and offshore drilling. Where do we think that oil is going to be used in the 6 days worth if we find that off the coast? That's going to cars, right? So why is that sympathetic and we are not? Because of activism and because of terminology. What do you think of when you think of a walker? Who associates with being a walker? That was the first thing I thought of. Another good one, right? That's one of the rules. Yeah, Chuck Norris in there. What do you think of when you have to bike? You have to become part of a tribe. You have to be a cyclist. You can't just be riding a bike. And then meanwhile, the auto industry has brought the car into our lives. We all have milestones associated with this in all of our lives. Lexus, they've done an amazing job of associating cars with the love of your spouse. If you don't buy a car for your spouse for Christmas, you're the worst person in the world, right? Not to mention those of us who are average, who went through serious milestones with getting a learner's permit, getting a driver's license, buying a car, and now all of the money that you get goes to paying off that car. So that's a big deal. So what are we gonna do about it? This is what Charleston Moves is doing, with the help of a lot of you and even more of you if you want, right? So what we are doing is we are ramping up our storytelling. We are making biking and walking and riding the bus, which are all pretty normal activities. They should be normal activities. We are trying to normalize those. We're trying to make those part of your life's events so that it's no longer a weird thing. You don't have to be a cyclist. You don't have to be Chuck Norris as a walker. This is just normal, everyday behavior that is part of your life, part of your way of being. And this is also why advocacy is so, so important. Because all of these people traveling in ways that are good for the community, they still need a safe and connected space to do so. And so we've got to show up, right? We have to keep showing up. We have to build that tribe. Unfortunately, we have to have a tribe, right? Keep showing up over and over again until we get what we want. And if we don't, we'll guilt people into it and change our logo to be a polar bear on a bike. So one more thing that you can do to help tonight is actually get on your phones right now. Go to moonshare.org. Charleston Moves is in the running for some money. And if you go on your phones right now, moonshare.org, scroll down to Charleston Moves, hit vote, then scroll down even further and enter your email address and submit. You've voted and you've earned us potential for some money. So thank you.